Helps the brightest minds in Web3 take their ideas from on-brain to on-chain. Check out hbarfoundation.com to learn more. Strawweight title on the line. Black pants for Chochlíková, white pants for Ferreira. Josh Palmer, Robin Black, Plinio Cruz on the call for you here this evening in Miami.
So Lili Ferreira is using circular footwork, which is a really cool idea to just get the Chochlíková to reset her stance, and when she resets her stance, dart inside. And we see it again, getting her to make adjustments, and then find the time to attack.
So just a reminder, we are 5 3-minute rounds for our title fights here at Karate Combat. So a lot of time to get to work, to feel the opponent out, not quite the sprint that the 3-3s demands.
Really like this early strategy by Lili. Logically, you've got to get inside, but you know, a good way to get inside is just keep getting her to chase you until you get a step ahead, a little phrase ahead.
Chochlíková has she fainted with the hip a couple of times on the rear leg. Ferreira just a little bit too far on the outside there. Hasn't quite settled into finding the distance yet.
All the way out is fine. All the way in is fine. It's just the space in between that's no good, right? And so right now she's all the way out. That's okay in round 1 of a 5-rounder. And when the exchange happens, so far she's been the one touching.
Lili also seems very relaxed on this fight, picking up, using counterattacks. I'm impressed. Monika, she's still in a good distance, but she got to get a little closer so she can keep Lili in the end of her shots. Maybe throw some feints, walk her way inside a little bit.
It's a tough assignment when you're the smaller fighter to be all the way out and have to dart your way in over and over again. But so far through 2 minutes and 15 seconds, Lili's doing that.
Lili's comfortable. Good feints, good kicks.
Still feeling out here with a minute left, but she lands well on the inside there.
Very good one too.
Lili's fighting a real grown-up round here. Real like champion mindset grown-up round. Winning the minutes, and then forcing her opponent to charge in, and then when she does, taking advantage.
Yeah, good catch the kick and the sweep. That's going to score for her, but it doesn't look like she's going to be able to hit any ground and pound off this position.
Coach, pretty cool that the shorter fighter put enough pressure that she made the taller fighter rush in.
Absolutely.
Pretty cool.
I'm impressed the way that Lili was able to manage the distance and be able to use body shots, use kicks to follow her the head shots. For me, she won this round.
Yeah, right at the end of the round there as well. The shots on the inside, she landed really well in the flurry at the end. So it sounds to me, folks, like you think she's got the right game plan and she's putting it to work.
It's hard to do for 5 rounds, but yes, no, all the way out is safe. Deep in is safe. It's the in-between that's tough. It's just to find the way to get past it, or in this case where she got her, was able to get on top and do damage, she forced Chochlíková to rush in, which is pretty cool when you're doing enough non-verbal, you know, physical intimidation and in and out as a 5'2" fighter that you make a fighter 4, 5, 6 inches taller than you rush in.
Yeah, you saw there, she just slid back really nicely out of the reach of the Slovakian. Round 2 underway here. Well, don't forget, you can get our Vote Live iOS and Android app now. Get your karate tokens. Join all the fun of Up Only Gaming.
Lili's still at safe range, right? She got touched with the kick on the way out that time, but she's staying at safe range. Safe enough to force Chochlíková to come forward, and then she can meet her even deeper or move all the way out. But Chochlíková's made some adjustments and landed 2 kicks.
Chochlíková gotta use or double jabs, or a feint and a punch to be able to get in range and then do damage. If you just try to go raw like that, throwing shots, Lili's gonna go.
Lili's a great fighter, man. You see it. You just see her put her game together. She's got the tools, but she's also smart when she needs to be. Tonight, she's very smart. So far through 4 minutes, she's been very, very wise in her
She's
attack.
been on a tremendous win streak as of late. Undefeated in numerous bouts now, just knocking off opponents.
Just an adjustment. Opponent made the adjustment on the outside trip, and she readjusted and ended up putting her to the wall.
Yeah, both these ladies very accustomed to going the distance, so I do feel like we might see the full 5 rounds here tonight.
Well, Lili's sharp tonight, man. She's sharp and she's ornery and making great choices so far. Monika's gonna have to make a few changes in how she does it and adapt in her own right.
Well, this is clearly a position we need to stand back up in.
Ready, fight!
So about a minute left in the second round here. Ferreira really the one dictating the fight thus far. Chochlíková just hasn't been able to find a rhythm yet.
Yeah, and interrupting the kick with 2 punches. And a kick of her own and punches her way in. Jeez, this Lili is just she's a great fighter on any night, but tonight she's just really
stop.
sharp.
Okay,
And there's the wrestling advantage coming in from the MMA experience as well. Easy body lock to the trip.
Ready, fight!
Bit of blood on Lili's nose.
Now you hear the 10-second clock come in. She is wearing some damage now, and that was a good inside kick from...
Nice right knee.
Good counter.
Stop. Okay, stop.
And that takes some power to do, to take a flying human being and redirect them to the ground.
And confidence. Somebody's flying at you with a knee and you move towards the knees. It's good decision making.
Let's take a look back at some of the replays of that second round, and the plum clinch not paying dividends for Chochlíková.
Really, I'm sure you feel her intensity when you're in close with her like that too. It's psychologically demanding, but Chochlíková had a better round. But I still think, Coach, you think Lili got 2 rounds? Coach's mic is down. Let's Josh and I will hang for a moment.
Well, here's the replay at the end there, and beautiful work to redirect. So we're going to come out for the third before we go to championship rounds.
Ready, fight!
And let's see if Ferreira keeps the game plan the same. Stand behind that guard.
It's a great round too. Chochlíková had a better round. She made some calculations, some recalibrations, but Lili still pushed forward. She did, like you said, she was wearing a bit of bloody nose, cut on the bridge of her nose.
And there's a bigger cut opened up over the eye of the Brazilian now.
Yeah, Chochlíková is not discouraged, man. Look at her. Still moving forward there, looking to punch, kick on the exit. Lili with the trip, gets it. 1 foot up, elbow straight down, punch.
Well, Ferreira's got a chance for some ground and pound here. She harasses the legs a little bit. But yeah, I think this is going to be a stand back up here.
Ready, fight!
And repeatedly, Ferreira is able to put Chochlíková on her back.
You look at, I mean, it's a life experience and combat experience for Chochlíková, but she is not being discouraged here. Continuing to push forward, continuing to make adjustments.
Very good fight.
Well, time is ticking away here, and you do feel like, I was going to say momentum is with the Brazilian, but they, you know, clearly Chochlíková is landing shots here.
Yeah.
I'm just struggling to see the real impact until the damage appears.
Lili's just going to be hard to fight. And it's going to really take a high-caliber martial artist to be able to handle it and then recalibrate. And what we have, Chochlíková is a high-caliber martial artist, able to handle the heat, able to handle the psychological and physical pressure, and keep getting better.
Right.
So she's getting better as the rounds go on.
Right, we talk about over and over again, the more experienced fighters like this, when they have the 5 rounds, maybe when you get to 3, 4, 5, they figured the puzzle out. And they're able to get the win on the back end, but momentum is teetering here. Final 20 seconds of regulation. Again, just overpowered in the clinch. Ferreira just bulldozing
Stop,
to the mat.
on the ground. Go. Fight!
And they're both going to strike here. You knew they were gonna.
Yeah, bloody nose for Chochlíková as well, and another takedown for the Brazilian.
All right, go to the corner.
In those final 5 seconds before the end of the round, you hear the 10-second clapper go. A lot of fighters back up and go, okay, we'll get him next round. Not these two. You know they're going to go forward.
So
I'm super impressed with, I mean, Lili's a mega impressive fighter, but Chochlíková, her ability to just keep getting better and not slow down and not become discouraged and see the fight differently and tune into it. She's getting better as the fight goes. We've got a hell of a fight, Josh.
yeah, we certainly have. Wide-eyed look for Chochlíková there, listening to her. And oh, Ferreira fired up. Look at that.
And you know,
Giving herself a little war cry in the corner.
this is her natural tendency. But you notice the 2 rounds she did best, she was overriding that a bit. She was being calculated, she was being strategic, she was executing the game plan that they drew up on blackboards. Now she's defaulted to, I'm a crazed fighter, and maybe that'll work. And so far, 5 seconds in, it's working.
Again, the outside trip or from the body lock is doing a great job for her. Not quite able to land the ground and pound. I mean, it's tricky, right? You got very long legs in the defensive guard of Chochlíková.
Yeah.
You've really got to get over the top of them to neutralize them and land some strikes.
So we're into the 4th round. The 3rd one was the closest of the fight. And Chochlíková's coming forward.
Yeah, it does feel like she's finding a way back into this. But time is going to move quickly here for her.
Yeah, she needs to win these minutes, right? Like, you gotta win minutes. When you only have 3, you've gotta be out front definitively for large chunks of it.
Waiting until the back third is not the game plan with short rounds.
We talked about how at the end of round 3 they were gonna go no matter how many seconds were left. They carried it over the opposite here into round 4. They're like, okay, let's do a little math, let's do a little recovery, let's let our CPUs reconnect to the moment, to what's happening here.
Oh, and that was a digging kick. Chochlíková really burying the shin bone in there. This feels very even now.
It really does.
Nice shot.
And these are the fight-changing moments that Lili's capable of. But she was having them for a much larger bursts in the first few rounds.
Yeah, and for one of the first times in the fight, Ferreira has, huge slam.
Stop. Okay, body on the ground, okay?
That's such a physical athlete.
Ready,
I mean,
ready,
you can tell in the women's division, at this weight class particularly, very heavily muscled, very physically powerful.
And just gritty, right?
Yeah, she's in for a brawl, right?
The first couple of rounds, it was like, let's be smart, let's be smart. Now these rounds, it's like, I'm gonna smash your face in, right?
And we've said time and time again the importance of having that grit and determination to just bite down on the gum shield and get stuck in. Again, the outside trip. Pops back up.
got one hand up.
Right, she's trying to keep both feet on the mat and not drop down a mound, but...
Hit. Ready. Go!
If Lili is taking this round, it's all grit doing it now.
Well, Chochlíková just doesn't have an answer for the takedowns. Again, big high pummel there, and you can see she was angling the hips in, thinking about a throw or a trip. But we got one more round. Or 2 more rounds, sorry.
Caught that. And yeah, here's the body lock outside trip. Overhook on one side.
I mean, it's a recipe that's working for
It's
her.
working, yeah.
Over and over again.
And you get to do damage from this position, but also throwing somebody off their feet over and over, making them stand up, all of that adds up.
This was a good flurry from the Brazilian. Backed Chochlíková all the way up into her own corner. You see her just bite down and start throwing. And
when she wants it, she's smart and tactical. And when it's time to just go, you know, full fighter mode, not artist, not athlete, not running plays, just be a fighter, she'll just step up and fight.
So we are into the final round of this title fight. Unless, of course, we somehow end up with a split decision or a draw, in which case we'll have a sudden death sit.
I believe Chochlíková would have to drop her a couple of times. Something big would have to happen.
Lili's doing a good job of those inside leg kicks, fall off from the combinations.
There's Lili with that outside trip into the wall again, but knees down.
Stand up, come on.
Yeah, she's not quite been able to land the ground and pound and pop back up the way she's needed to. It's not for lack of trying, though.
But the demand of all that grappling will test which of the two are, you know, fitter, and the one dictating it.
You just have to wonder if the dearth of experience in the wrestling and the grappling forte, you know, if her MMA career is going to mean Ferreira's vastly fresher with the up-down of it all.
All part of her, you know, I like to call mixed martial arts free fighting. It's at least the freest that they have available in that type of environment. And the up and down, you're right, all day long in the gym, all day long in sparring, all day long in your fights, it's just part of that style of fighting, it's true.
Chochlíková has done some good work throughout this bout with her kicks, but she hasn't had too many really dig in deep. Again, this is the first time it stopped, but this is where a counter throw would have been perfect. It's just a bigger skill set for Chochlíková.
Just stayed with it. That was all just third effort, fourth effort, fifth effort, and that's the same thing we're talking about, Josh. Particular style of fight training is about that. It's about overcoming another human being.
Final minute of this bout, and a lot of wear and tear on Chochlíková's face here.
And, you know, if you're Lili and your coaches, you think we probably won this fight, right? You just don't want to make a mistake now. Get in, land a couple combinations, move your head and get out, or force her to chase you.
When you think about the fight as a whole, it certainly feels like she's had all the forward progress and the momentum, but, you know, broken down, scored round by round. The judges are looking at it differently. We're preoccupied with talking about it.
For sure.
You never quite know.
No.
Final 15 seconds here. Which one of these ladies is going to take the strawweight title?
And you know they're both going to just fire away here. It's just in their human nature. Yep. And the same takedown that probably won her the fight.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I mean, she probably landed that a good 10 times at least in the course of that bout. She's walking around with her hands raised. She feels
these are
pretty
two
confident.
fantastic fighters. And Lili had a night, man. This is a night for her. Was able to show the skills early, outside, show the grappling on in tight, and show her grit and her heart and her mental strength too.
I think overall Lili seemed to have done a better job. She was smart enough to at first use those takedowns in the ground and pound. She was more aggressive. She was keeping things out of the leg. She didn't play harder punches. I think she got the edge a little bit.
back at some of the replays here from that final round.
It's really inspiring to watch that kind of fight because it wasn't just one thing. It wasn't just the right, quote, game plan. It wasn't the right use of tactics. It wasn't just toughness. She did all of it. She was a fighter when she needed to be, an artist when she needed to be, an athlete when she needed to be. And they both gave us a wonderful fight, but I think that's Lili's fight tonight. And on this night, it'd be hard for anybody to beat her.
Well, let's try and get these athletes to the center here. Just a reminder, we still have Zion Clark versus Walter Walker.
So cool.
In a pit submission series bout coming up next. The UFC heavyweight versus the inspiration.
And a great athlete, Zion. Wonderful athlete.
Stunning athlete.
And the winner by unanimous decision, Alessandra Lili Ferreira.
Well, as we perhaps anticipated in the booth here, Ferreira takes the win and takes the strap. Commiserations to Chochlíková. It wasn't to be tonight. Just kind of bulldogged out of the way by a woman who really didn't seem like she could be stopped.